Hey everybody, good afternoon wherever you are. I'm in afternoon, so that's why I said it. Happy New Year. I just wanted to take you quickly through what we've been doing over the break. We started this project probably, I don't know, amongst other things in late October, November, not knowing if we could actually execute on it. So it's been a bit of a process, but it's been a great one. So Scribo now has a whole new level of AI, and so does Presto. So I just want to quickly take you through it. You've all seen the way Presto integrates now with Scribo. It's really sensational for the UI and the UX of students to have their scaffolded writing right alongside the writing. The big one is obviously you've seen writing check and how we do all this. Rubric grading, I'm going to get into some more fun. So we call it Scribot. We revamped our whole idea of Scribot, and we've got some options in here. So these are the fast starts. So these are the things you could do straight away in a click. So instead of just, sort of process-based feedback, we get into product-based feedback and how you could really lift your writing using these suggestions. They come straight from AI. So if I want to add that to feedback, it's now added to feedback for my student. There it is there. So back into the bot, that's all we can do. So of course we can do more tricks like if we had a rubric, like a proper marking rubric, that's something the teachers have traditionally have to mark against. AI just marked against it, and it's really, really accurate. So we handle the whole negotiation of the rubric. We've trained it on the rubric that I've set for this essay. It's all instant and it all happens, and I apply that. And now in my feedback section, I close my bot, there's my rubric all marked for me. Okay, so it saves buckets of time, and you can expand and contract the marking criteria any way you want. Now they're just two out of the bags that we've got, but that doesn't stop us doing anything else that we want to do. So the bot is tagged to the text, all right? So we don't sort of like go off into the internet just yet, but we do, the text on the left-hand side is the delivery, is the context for the questions that you ask. Okay, so everything you ask is related to that text, and you can ask anything you want. So I just asked for overall grammar structure and paragraph flow. I'm going to move a bit quickly because you get the gist of what we're doing here. CEFR score and why. So it'll tell me what my level of CEFR is and why and how I should fix it. You can say, what about overall readability and score? Now these are all things we do in Scribo as well. So it's just this is the natural language. This if it comes into your head, and you're doing TOEIC, you're doing a TOEIC essay. We have trained it on TOEIC rubrics. So now it says, okay, I can help you out with that, and it helps us out with that. So that's the bottomlessness now of Scribo. If you can think of something, we could put it into a fast start for you. We record all of your questions, so you don't have to keep typing them in. It gives your most favorite questions on each essay. You can just tag and click, and boom, you're getting your feedback. And when you want to pass that feedback through to a student, you just click add feedback, and all of a sudden, students are getting what they're getting from Scribo, which is the process creation and development and how they can actually fix their essay. And of course, they're getting all of your well thought out, well curated feedback pieces as well. So it's interesting in this whole experiment, in this whole sort of thing. What we do here in grammar and spelling, that's not what the new AI stuff's built to do. This is positional. It's blow by blow. It's UI UX. So you have to take students through that level of clarity around certain things. But in terms of genre, in terms of how they could lift their writing skills, how they could use better language, this is all something that teachers can obviously construct as a question in their mind, pass it through to our bot, and it's in action inside Scribo for you. So it's pretty much endless and bottomless as to what can be done in there. So let me quickly show you what we did with this technology and Presto. So I'll just dive out of here as a teacher and head over to Presto. So this is, I think, some of the funnest stuff we've ever done. So we create an activity. We'll call it JFK. Now, we're in a history class. Just work with me on a use case here. We're in a history class. In fact, if we're talking about JFK, why don't we get JFK on here? In a history class, we're talking about this. We're introducing the life and times of JFK. But, I've been for months I've been trolling the internet trying to get the energy to create a writing scaffold for this. So let's go into what we're currently calling our little turbo card, and let's say we want a writing scaffold, and it want it to be all you have to tell us is the life and times of JFK, and you're in a year 7 class, so you don't want to be too complicated, right? So we submit that. That's all we have to do. And my writing scaffold is here. The topic. So let's have a look. The topic, the introduction. This is what you want the students to write about. So we're in a modality now where the students don't have to get into Scribo just yet. They can actually just start working in this card with you in class. Introduction, they're on Google on one side, they're researching who this guy is, they're making some notes here, early life, they're taking them through the process of organizing their thoughts, which is, a big percentage of writing well. This then flows into a Scribo card. So then you can create, off the back of your planning card, you can create a writing card. So it'll create a Scribo activity for you. It'll pick the whole thing up, push it over to Scribo, and they're off. They've got their notes, they're writing their essay, it's marking the essay, it's doing everything. So it's a complete line of sight from whichever angle you come at it. And that's just writing plans. I mean, there's nothing stopping you going into, if you're in a biology class and you want to introduce frogs, the habitat of frogs into the class. Let's go back into our turbo card. Say I want some questions this time. Now, what I really want is I want to get into multiple choice, because we're not at the short answer question yet. We're still, get that correct. We're still at the point where they're learning about frogs. So let's say multiple choice, and it's year 5 with nothing too complicated. Just a nice introduction into frogs. I just realized it's fogs, not frogs. Work with me here. This is why we call it Presto, okay? Did you know a group of frogs is called a swarm? There you go. Here we go. Here's our multiple choice. Now, we're defaulting to 4 at the moment. You could say 10 if you wanted. You could say I want a blend of multiple choice and short answer. I want closed questions. I want you construct the statement in our AI, and we execute on it. And then it's a case of just coloring some cards. Of course, these are cards that you can immediately, if you don't agree with or want to change, you can go in here into edit mode and change the answer, change the whatever. Okay, that's not the point. The point is that you've created this incredible thing out of fogs, out of Presto, and that's why we call it Presto. So there's no limitation here at all as well. So it's just going to get better and better, more integrated. I've now got my 2 lesson plans for my next 2 lessons, and I'm off. It's all linked in, and once the students start writing, I jump over to Scribo and I track them. And I go into the class and let's see who's doing this. This is back to where we started. That's a round trip. It's a new trip. It's all powered by AI. We've got various levels of AI in here now. We also have integrated with GPT 3.5 as an API. So it's about as shiny and new as APIs get, and it's really, really clever. So I hope that makes all sense to you. Your mind's probably buzzing as to what happens next. Well, what happens next is we become the default writing platform. We're going to move this intelligence bot into Google Docs, into Microsoft Word, into places where students can instantly access what we're doing here and get a great experience. Now, we've got to be careful with the discussion around students, how much students can have in, GPT. Can it write the essay for them? The answer is yes, it can. But they've got to have a UI to do it, right? So when this whole excitement of GPT slows down, that UI that everyone's playing with will disappear. It will become an API, which means you've got to have some sort of UI and UX to get people into it. So we've taken that big step forwards where everybody else is trying to unknit what they've been doing. We've been an API company for years, so we have just refitted and reworked the way that we talk to these new engines, different engines, and here it is. It's called Presto and Scribo. Hope to talk to you all individually soon. If you've got any questions about it, give me a bell. You know where to find me. Bye for now.